Thank you very, very much for the honor of inviting me here. I have to confess that I am particularly proud because in my family, my father is a chemistry professor. I have 3 cousins who are physicians. I have another cousin who's a researcher. I have a sister who's a researcher and a professor. I have 2 uncles who are professors and an aunt. And I was always told that the best I could hope for, the best thing I could do would be to serve society as a researcher or as a doctor. And unfortunately, I didn't have the grades. So it is a great honor to come as someone who in my family is a failure because I cannot do what you do, to get a chance to speak to you. I want to thank the organizers, and I think we all know that a huge amount of work goes into organizing something like this. So please join me in giving them a round of applause. I'm grateful to the chairman, Zubair Gopalani, for the organizing committee for today, for Impact 2018. And I also want to congratulate all those who received, I'm sure, very well-deserved achievement awards. I think that what is inspiring is that across India, so many organizations do so much for so many people. That people like you who are busy, who have faced tremendous challenges just in getting your jobs done and in serving the people who you serve, still take the time to come together like this, to think about how you can do more for your society. And I admire that tremendously. I want to acknowledge that so many people have come, but particularly Shahid Ahmed Khan for coming, gracing us with your presence. And also, I want to just highlight that we at the U.S. Consulate are tremendously admiring of the extraordinary skill that Indians bring to so many professions such as medicine. The joint research that Americans and Indians do advances not just science, not just medicine, but it advances the interests and serves the interests of peoples in both of our countries and around the world. And I think that when I look at organizations like yours, what I am struck by is the great similarity between Indian society and American society in terms of the willingness to volunteer, the willingness to come together to serve something bigger than ourselves, to try and help others, to try and contribute to our communities. And so I admire you very much for your willingness to do that. I think you all know that being a doctor, being a physician, is something that in every society carries special status and special responsibilities. Doctors don't think about national boundaries. They don't think about national differences. They don't think about differences between people. They think about how they can help save life, preserve life, help heal the sick. And I think that in every society, doctors and physicians are able to think beyond the differences that divide us and about what unites us. And so, again, I think that your willingness, your ability to come together is truly inspiring. Now, as a diplomat, I am often struck by all the challenges that we face in trying to bring peace around the world, and also the universality of what people want, which is stability, security, the opportunity to advance themselves, the opportunity to give a better life to their children than they have for themselves. And seeing groups in India come together to try and build that is really part of what I think has inspired me to be so optimistic about the U.S.-India relationship in my time here. Now, you in India, doctors in India face special challenges also because of the tremendous demands for healthcare and the need to try and serve such a huge percentage of the world's population. But I think that the quality of the educational systems in India and the way that India has produced so many outstanding doctors gives me great confidence about India's future. And I think that what I'm also inspired by is that you don't just think of your jobs as caring for people, but also of making your society better by advocating for the changes and the reforms that you think will help make people healthier and help make your society stronger. I think that as an outsider, what I've been struck by is how important education and healthcare are at every level of Indian society. And I really commend all of you for what you are doing to try and address that. But also, I think we must be frank and say the challenges are vast, and organizations like yours are absolutely essential to trying to address them. And so I think that when I noticed your activities of running medical camps, of doing malnutrition screening, of blood donation drives, of treating addiction, of running vaccination campaigns, and of supporting cleanliness drives, I was impressed because these are the kinds of thinking of what is greater than ourselves that I find inspiring, and I find something that binds Americans and Indians together. Because I think in both of our countries, people look for opportunities to think, how can I do more for others? This is my first visit to Vadodara. I'm tremendously honored to be here. But being here is great. Being here to address you is much better. So thank you very, very much for the opportunity. And I commend you, and I look forward to hearing about the extraordinary work that you will continue to do to make India a better place in the coming years. Thank you very much.